If spring wasn't your season, that's okay because summer is going to be our comeback era. If you've watched any of my other reset vlogs, you know that I kind of like to think of a reset as a take what you need kind of vibe. While I often do the same habits that make me feel my best on a monthly, weekly, or seasonal basis, I really like to live intuitively and adjust my habits to reflect what I currently need going into the next season. So if you're new here, my name is Keyena and we're going to have the best summer yet. So let's get into the reset. It's not a reset without journaling, so this is your sign to grab your journal because in every reset, I tend to make journal prompts for us to reflect on the last season and reset for the one upcoming. I feel like this is the best way to start mentally preparing yourself for a new era, but I also think it's super important to reflect on what just happened so you can kind of know what you did well, what you need to improve on, and where you're going from here. Today's journal prompts were spring reflection. This is just reflecting on everything that happened in the spring. Think of it as kind of like a brain dump. A new prompt I wanted to try out this season was things I'm grateful for. So I just reflected on all the good that happened in the spring that I had gratitude for. Another prompt that was super pivotal in helping me reflect on the spring was, what did I learn this season? I think the most important thing I learned in the spring was how important it is to be present. I feel like because I'm in post-grad, I've been going through a lot of a transition phase. And I feel like something I've talked about a little bit on TikTok is when you graduate, you expect to immediately upgrade your life, but you kind of finish school where you started. So you don't actually level up that much in life other than having that degree. And so I've had a really hard time with trying to accept where I am and not feel guilty about decisions I made in the past because I feel like, because if you're being honest with yourself, you know that you made the best decisions at the time with the information you had. You can't go back. You need to accept your reality and you need to find a way to move forward based on what you now know. Some classic prompts I love and I use at every reset is, what do I need more of and what do I need less of? This just kind of helps you curate the vibe for the upcoming season. I know I need more reading, intentional time away from social media, and more time with my friends. And I think some things I need less of is drinking multiple drinks in one night or trying to be a perfectionist. And my last prompt, which is always my favorite, and we will dive into more later in the video, is what are your summer goals? I could say so much about this, but I am going to save it for later in the video when I share with you how I'm setting goals for the summer and what they actually are. So don't shut off this video. You're definitely going to want to stick around for that. Now that we've gotten super clear on our intentions for the summer, let's get ready for the day. I feel so lame still being in my pajamas. My bed is unmade. My room for once is actually clean and set up for everything I have to do today, but it's Father's Day, so I'm going out for dinner later. We're running on a little bit of a tight schedule, so we need to be productive.
I gotta say it twice, it ain't my fault. Every little thing got a price, that's what I thought. That's what they taught. Yeah, I'ma take my chance till I drop. You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space to be thinking about growing older. Done my thinking, me and you. Yeah, guess it's over. It was a rainbow, but was sinking. Lost my hue. I might come running back when our hearts get back on track. When the stars line up, that's that. I've been attached, just looking out. We move so fast, was moving south. My secret sauce, boo in and out. Miss how you gloss that pretty mouth.
I typically don't work out on the weekends, but I just felt like getting a little movement in. We're just gonna walk on the treadmill, nothing crazy. I've already talked a little bit about what my workouts are like, so if you wanna hear more about that, definitely check out last week's glow up vlog.
You know this ain't the time for the two of us. Ooh, I ain't got space to be thinking about you.
Gloss that, love it when you toss it back, love it when you talk back. Girl, you get me off track, so off-white tracksuit, just so I can floss, yeah. With my new bitty, she ain't let my soft yet. Could've been you, still feeling on my ditty, but you lost that. You had real privileges for this. All snap, now you getting time out, cause you hit it where my heart's at. Got me going deeper.
We all know it wouldn't be a reset if we didn't talk about goals. And I feel like summer is one of the best time to work on your goals because you have all this unlimited time. The days are longer. So it's really important that you make the most of them. Make sure you share your goals in the comments, at least 1 or 2, because we always try to work on our goals together. That's why I like making these videos. I'm working on my goals, you're working on your goals, and we're both in this journey together. So make sure you share what goals you're working towards this summer. I just quickly jotted them down in my bullet journal. Look at how cute this page is. I just made it yesterday and I was just kind of playing around. I was just kind of having fun. I took this napkin from this really hot restaurant in Vancouver and I ripped it up because I really wanted to keep this cute little lettering. It says call me right here. Then I took the menu from the same restaurant and like cut this part out. This is from like a makeup palette, some vintage stickers. Then I just wrote down my goals. This is literally romanticizing your life. Anyways, now it's time for me to share my summer goals with you. So grab a pen if you need some inspo. I want to be my happiest and most optimistic self this summer. I feel like I haven't been my most positive self lately. So I'm really trying to get back into that. And the habit I'm using to track this is going to be through activations. I've talked about them so many times before, so I won't get into it in this video, but I love doing activations every morning and every night. My next goal is to become a viral short form addictive content creator. As you guys know, I'm a full-time content creator and most of the money I make is through short form content on Instagram and TikTok. I'm really trying to take my social media to the next level and set myself up for a financially stable future. My next goal is to be consistent on YouTube and I'm hoping in July I'll be back on my regular posting schedule. I'm also potentially thinking about starting a second YouTube channel, which sounds so crazy because I have definitely taken a little break here and have struggled with consistency over the years. And there's a lot of reasons for that I won't get into in this video, but that is definitely on the list of a project I want to explore this summer. Honestly, I feel like my goals haven't really changed much throughout the year because I just want to get really good and consistent at the habits I'm working on. And I'm really trying to show up as the person I want to be. So I feel like month to month, my goals really don't change that much. But anyways, last goal that I'm going to be focusing on this summer is just my healthy habits and fitness routine. That means working out 5 days a week, trying to get as many walks in as I can, drinking 64 ounces of water a day, eating mindfully, trying to focus on higher protein and higher fiber meals, trying not to eat too much sugar, even though I have the biggest sweet tooth, and also trying not to drink too much just because I don't really like to have alcohol multiple days in the week, and stretching, trying to maintain my flexibility. And these are all the things I want to be working on this summer. This is just kind of representative of the person I want to be and when I'm my happiest. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself because honestly, I just feel like I've been in a rut pretty much all spring, but I feel like I'm kind of coming out of it. I feel like I've got a lot going on in my life now and it's really just making me so much happier. So if you struggle with your goals or motivation this year, just let it be a sign that that is normal. You're always going to go through periods where you're more inspired and periods when you're not. Don't overthink it. Just go with the flow. And when you're ready to come back to your goals and work on them and really put in the effort to achieve them and start creating that dream life, you will be ready. Now, I think this video is going to be a little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but that does bring us to the end of our summer reset. I try to keep it super simple and easy for me to edit so that I can actually be consistent on YouTube. So make sure you leave a comment and keep me accountable. You keep me accountable for my goals and I'll keep you accountable for yours. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you love this one. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you guys in the next one.
You know this ain't the time for the two of us.